On close, let's find an overlooked stock that maybe has got a story other than absolute destruction. Hello, George Tillis. Good to see you, sir. Tell me about QNTM.
You too, OJ.
Looks like a quantum stock. I don't know. It's not, though, is it?
It's not. I mean, it seems like that based on the ticker symbol
Yeah, what a
and
trick.
quantum, in the name. Yeah, but it's a biopharma company. They actually changed their name recently from a company called FSD Pharma to Quantum Biopharma. And I think, there's a reason behind that. I think they're trying to capture a lot of this quantum hype in terms of capital investment that's going into this particular space. But they do, according to the business, have a list of a portfolio of development products in the biopharma space to deal with various diseases that are neurodegenerative diseases, inflammatory diseases, and metabolic diseases. And then also, what's interesting is I think the standout is the alcohol misuse disorder drugs that they're actually working on. Now, this is different than alcohol abuse drugs. Misuse disorders, from what they declare, what they talk about is basically for folks that have overdrank and are suffering from very bad illnesses and hangovers. So for what it's worth, that's particularly interesting, I
That's
suggest.
very interesting.
But with that said, the company did post some news today. And so there was some news catalyst. And one of the things they posted was just basically their summary of operating losses, to which they declared in the last year were close to $15 million, an improvement of $18 million from the same quarter last year. But the challenge is there's no revenues. And with no revenues, this is a company that's being financed with equity and is incurring significant losses to do so. But the other thing is the company is also sort of segmented into two different companies, biopharma research, but also strategic investments. And if you look at what they've done as a business over the past year, they started acquiring Bitcoin. And so based on their last reported print and earnings, they have about $3.5 million in Bitcoin, which based on the last 12 months of reported assets on the balance sheet represents about 30 or so % of the total outstanding assets on the books. So it's a small cap company, around $16 million, no revenues to speak of. So for what it's worth, you got to take that into consideration when you're looking at this name.
Okay. Sounds like they're onto something that a lot of people can relate to, though. All right. Pretty standard stuff. They got a pharmaceutical hangover cure. I think people might be lining up for that.
Well, I think at the end of the day that this is going to be a popular item if they do get approval. There's certainly different, therapies for that and treatments, like IVs and so forth. But if they can do this in an oral, taken pill, I think that'll manifest into potential some revenues. But you have to be mindful that this company is fully financed by equity, no revenues, and they've lost about 96% of their stock value in the last 5 years. So until they get something approved, or until they find another revenue stream, this is certainly going to be a challenge stock.
Okay. All right. Thanks, George. Appreciate that.